First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Carp.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And Whalers control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
When you add resilient gardens to your outdoor spaces, you contribute to the long-term well-being of the island. Introduce yourself to the Nantucket Footprints virtual garden tours and find inspiration to cultivate biodiversity. The first tour of a native meadow, curated by the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, is now available for free at nantucketfootprints.org.
There is this mind picture of a drug addict. You're down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit addictionsolutionsnantucket.com.
Good evening and welcome to another Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV production of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. We are coming to you live from John J. O'Neill Gymnasium as your Whalers Girls Varsity Basketball team will be hosting the Sturgis West Navigators. Happy to have you along here on the NSC and NCTV. I am Chris Morris, one of the voices of Whalers Sports, alongside DC Collins, who I'm happy to be sitting next to here up in the rafters. Happy to have you along, buddy. I know, right?
You know what? A year ago at this time, we were doing the thing for the first time.
That's right. Always happy to have you along, my friend. And heard you had some adventures up north, so I'm sure we'll talk about all that. But obviously, we've got Sean Davis on the cameras. He will be our eyes on the court as usual, doing a great job. And we're looking forward to another Cape and Islands League matchup as the Whalers looking to clinch an outright division title this evening with a win over the Navigators. The worst they can do is tie. They've already clinched that with their win the other night against Falmouth Academy. But before we get to our game preview, I do want to take a moment and thank our founding underwriter for the sports here on the NSC and NCTV, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. They have made the students of Nantucket High School a priority of their philanthropic efforts and have continued that mission through their support of our live broadcasts. The Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, proud supporters of Whalers Nation. Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
The NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast. Want to welcome you back to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium alongside DC Collins, who will be joining me on the mic tonight. DC, Nantucket could officially clinch the Lighthouse Division, as we mentioned, but more importantly, they are also in line for a playoff berth. They're going to have to win 3 more games to get into the playoffs officially. They would obviously go into a play-in game, but they've got a couple of tough ones coming up against the Vineyard, which is a game that you will be doing on Monday the 17th. What's in their mindset right now? I mean, obviously they're kind of...
Well, I think if you go back 6 weeks ago, playoffs and even maybe in a winning season was not possible with this team. Jillian Fraker took over a little over a month ago, and since then this team has more enthusiasm, more energy. All the positive stuff that you talk about that you want with a basketball team, that's what she's employing. Now, listen, it doesn't always result. The results always don't show up on the scoreboard, but the girls here are having more fun. They have more determination. And if they can keep this going, this is absolutely something to build on, not only for the rest of the regular season, maybe the playoffs, and definitely next season as well.
Yeah, roger that. A young squad again for Coach Fraker. She inherited a young squad on the other side, too, for the Sturgis West Navigators. And
only one senior for Sturgis West, too.
Yeah, only one senior, but they've got some experienced players despite their youth. So we'll see. This is going to be a great matchup. Short bench, as you can see, just 3 girls over there for the Whalers. A couple of people off the roster here this evening, so it'll be a short bench, and hopefully the Whalers can stay out of foul trouble. I've got a bunch of other stuff that he and I are going to talk about, but we're going to get to some lineups here, the national anthem, and the tip-off here in about 15 seconds. So Whalers Nation, hope you're enjoying your evening, because we've got some great basketball coming right up here from John Jay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the John J. O'Neill Gymnasium for tonight's matchup between the Sturgis West Navigators and your Nantucket High School Whalers. Nantucket High School, the Cape and Islands League, and the MIA ask that all in attendance join the coaches, players, and officials in practicing good sportsmanship in the support of your teams and in your conduct towards the players, coaches, officials, and other spectators. Violations to our spectator code of conduct will not be tolerated and may result in dismissal from tonight's game. We thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the game. We now like to introduce the starting lineups, beginning with the Sturgis West Navigators. Number 2, Kennedy McCartan. Number 3, Jocelyn DiMaderos. Number 4, Riley Mayo. Number 11, Jenna DiMaderos. And number 22, Maeve Malloy. Head coach, John McCartan. And now put your hands together for tonight's Nantucket Whalers starting lineup. Number 1, junior Marin Mooney. Number 10, sophomore Madden Myers. Number 22, senior Manny Tavares. Number 23, another senior, Alana Ludvigsen. And number 33, senior Maddie Lombardi. Head coach, Jillian Fraker. And now, all in attendance, if you could please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Chris, the officials for this afternoon's ball game, Cindy Burke and also Dan Damish. 8 minutes up on the board. We are set to go. 9-6. That's what Sturgis West comes in with the record. Nantucket, we talked about, they win out. They win the division. Possibility of a home playoff game, which will be lovely here.
Oh, absolutely.
At John J. O'Neill Gymnasium after what we talked about a few moments ago. The way this team started, the way things were going 5 or 6 weeks ago, you didn't even think that they'd be on the court by now.
It's a pleasant surprise indeed, and that's just the way basketball goes, the ebbs and flows of the season. You know, obviously a new energy brought in by Jillian Fraker and her staff. And we are underway here from John Jay. Whalers with the first possession. Maddie Lombardi controls across the timeline. Whalers Nation, here we go. A chance to win an outright division title. And it'll be launched from deep, and hitting is Alana Ludvigsen. No hesitation. Bang from 3, and the Whalers jump on top 3-0. Good start to things. I will say, just right before you got here, they were going over a couple of nice little post moves underneath with a rotation of Mooney and Canty and Myers. So I'm looking for them to get some activity underneath. Again, they've got a good size advantage with Mooney underneath. And as you can see, the Whalers clear that first rebound. And there it was, just a missed pass on the entry.
Yeah, they're actually using football pads, what you see, you know, football players, if you ever watch the show American Gladiators from the late 80s, sort of the pads pretending to be a defender right there. Nantucket going with the man-to-man pressure defense, which has been effective in the past few games, just trying to stifle the opposition's offense coming up the court.
Oh, Mooney called for the foul. Looked like she got ball, but good position by Maeve Malloy, and she will be one of the Sturgis West Navigators that we will keep an eye on. Again, full of juniors, just the one senior, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 juniors on the team, on the roster. So they will be gaining a lot of experience over this year, and again, some success. They can ride on that for next year as well when all those girls are a senior. 1 out of 2 for Malloy, however. So Whalers up 3-1. Early moments here from John J. O'Neill as you see Ludvigsen left alone again. She'll launch and hit again. 2 straight from Alana Ludvigsen. She hits from the corner, and the Whalers are off and running here with a 6-1 lead. Tavares with some good D stops the advance. And here's McCartan.
Yeah, Ludvigsen's showing she can hit from the outside right now. That 2-3 zone defense, Sturgis West, if Ludvigsen is going to hit from outside, they might have to change that up just a little bit.
Traveling the call, first turnover on the Navigators. Malloy took an extra step on that post move. And it's just impressive that Ludvigsen's out there. She twisted a knee a couple of games ago. She had to come off the bench. As you can see, the brace is on her knee, and that shot is open again. She hesitates and drives in, throws one up off the mark. Madden Myers, with good effort there to draw the whistle for the held ball. Nantucket will get the next one. The West got this one as the Whalers got the tap, and there's a bad pass. Myers causes the turnover, so West gives it right back. 6:09 to play here in the first. 6-1 Whalers with the lead.
Yeah, first couple of times Sturgis West had the opportunities and the alleys open to make the passes into the front court. That time, though, you could see how Nantucket was all over them. Forces a turnover.
Little give and go. Tavares from Mooney. Mooney with an offensive rebound. Puts it up off the rim. Myers battles for it, unable to grab it. Good double team by Ludvigsen and a near turnover. Here's Malloy up ahead. Tavares hustling back, causes the missed shot. Mooney gathers and clears to Ludvigsen across the timeline. Right wing, surveys. And Tavares hesitated. No hesitation out of Lombardi. She launches, misses. Cleared
and all those
by Riley Mayo.
All those outside shots, Chris, you see are coming from the right-hand side of the court, which as you mentioned, once she came in here, that's where they were practicing, shooting from that side of the court.
Yep. So McCartan calls timeout after yet another turnover. That's about 3 or 4 turnovers. We'll take a break here on the NSC. 5:25 left in the first. 6-1 Whalers.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Welcome back to John Jay. Live action here as Ludvigsen triggers it into Tavares. Clock starts again with 5:20 to play here in the first.
Still at 1-2-2 zone defense by Sturgis West, and another bomb from the corner.
Ludvigsen is launched again. She's hit 2 of 3 early on here. West able to clear the rebound.
Now Nantucket switched up to a man-to-man defense.
And it looks like Adney Brannigan in there guarding McCartan. Good hands, forces it back into the backcourt. And Mooney with a steal. Oh, some thievery by number 1 back to Myers. Myers gives it up to Ludvigsen. Thought about a deep 3, no. And Maddie Lombardi is out of the lineup here. I don't know if that's maybe something to be of note here, but could be a quick rest as Ludvigsen draws the whistle. She'll shoot 2, and again, she is definitely nursing a bit of a sore knee, let's call it, but she is off to a great start already with 6 points. She's looking for 7 and 8 here at the line. First free throw rolls in.
Well, it's that determination, Chris, and we talked about the energy. We'll talk about it all game long, it seems, but she was one of those that was sort of down and, not enthusiastic about playing. It's turned around in the last month, and that has trickled down to the rest of her teammates.
No doubt. Second free throw, no good. Quinn Canty raced for it, but unable to grab it. New sub in. Let's see, who took a seat?
It was Mad Myers.
Mad Myers takes a seat. Again, this could be one of those 8-person rotations, but quick hits, you know what I mean? Because there's not a lot of bench flexibility here for the Whalers, and again, it'll help keep people off of foul trouble as Adney Brannigan picks up a foul. Team's second, her first.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When there's 10 or 11 on the bench, you can leave your starters in for a little longer. But knowing that they're going to have to play a couple of extra minutes, get them out in the middle of the corner, got a 6-point lead right now.
Nice D by Mooney to deny the baseline. Here's Ludvigsen with the push. Gets it back, and she'll launch. Looks good. Oh, just off the rim. Another good offensive rebound stolen by Malloy, and an elbow puts Maren Mooney on the ground. No call there. That could have been an offensive foul. Whalers settle into their 2-3 zone. Here's McCartan again. She is the coach's daughter, so sure plenty of basketball on her days away from the court. Malloy puts something way off the top of the backboard. Whalers clear. Ludvigsen pushing hard. She'll go all the way up and in, off the rim, no good. Tavares is right there for the putback, no good. And off Tavares, out of bounds.
Tavares had an extra second to stop and look up at it.
Almost too much time, right?
Yeah, but it's like, uh-oh. And I'll tell you this, number 22 in green, that's Maeve Malloy being aggressive on the rebounds. You saw her layup attempt a few moments ago. It wasn't the best looking form, but she is pounding the boards right now, trying to get the rebounds on both ends.
Yeah, she's had a couple of double doubles in her season along this year, and one of those was against the Whalers in their 47-45 win over Sturgis.
Ludvigsen on the bench right now for Nantucket.
Oh, nice hoop by McCartan. Little floater contested. And it falls in for the first field goal for the Navigators. 7-3 our score, and in is the freshman. And here she is launching, Grace Schroeder. I love her game. She's another one of those hustlers. And another offensive rebound. Putback is up and in for Mooney. Stick-to-itiveness by the Whalers underneath as Mooney gets the hoop. Her first. 9-3 the score, and another turnover forced. Good pressure defense by both Tavares and Mooney. Mooney very active on the defensive end.
Tavares is going to check out, and back in for Nantucket right now is Lombardi. Schroeder was lighting it up the last few games. A certain surprise as a freshman off the bench. for Coach Fraker.
No fear for sure from Schroeder, as she has come in and produced. I call her the microwave, Vinnie Johnson. You know that name from back in the Detroit Pistons day.
The bad boys.
Automatic offense. And she misses the shot short. Oh, near carry there. Good pressure again by Lombardi.
You can see Nantucket not using that full pressure anymore, keeping one person back, and then the rest of them are dropping back in the backcourt to pick up.
Tough pass. Schroeder intercepts as the Navigators continue to add to their turnover total. They have more turnovers than points at this point, which is not a good combination.
Again, the 1-2-2 zone defense by Sturgis West, keeping someone out high, and that causes a turnover.
Tough pass there. That was a pass to a spot, not a person. A lot of green jerseys in that spot. Pass inside to Malloy. And a good hoop. Again, unorthodox, but it went in.
Yes, it looks like she wasn't even looking at the rim when she shot that, but they can do that all day. You saw Nantucket a couple possessions ago double team her, but Malloy, if she's going one-on-one and she's close to the basket, Nantucket definitely needs to send someone else over to try to guard her.
And Mooney's already got one foul, so you got to keep her out of foul trouble. Could be a group effort. Again, obviously has something to do with playing the zone. So the Whalers call a timeout. Jillian Fraker has seen the score get a little closer here, 9-5. We'll keep it here. Minute 46 to go here in the first quarter. And as I said, there's lots to play for here tonight. If the Whalers can win tonight, they win the outright title. However, if West wins tonight and then beats, I believe it is the Vineyard on the other side of things, if they win their next two division games, they earn themselves a tie. And along with that, we've also got
playoff scenarios.
The playoff scenarios, which Nantucket is ranked number 50, but the Navigators come in at 10-6 or 9-6, so they just need one more win in general, and they'll automatically qualify for a play-in scenario. So great stuff, great theater on display here in the Cape and Islands League and in Division 4.
Again, that 1-2-2 zone defense by Sturgis West in green.
Lombardi, top of the key, and she'll just launch. Good rebound by Canty. Back outside, Brannigan swings it. Schroeder inside to Lombardi. Again, tough spot there, that top of the key where the zone can collapse, and it did, forcing yet another Whaler turnover.
I liked how Nantucket, though, was spreading the ball around, just an inadvertent pass you mentioned, but once they got it and reset the shot clock, there was no rush to try to get it back inside real quick.
Another foul on the Whalers. Brannigan, her first, team third, so two more actually, if they get that far, would be putting the Navigators in the penalty, but just a minute 11 left. So
see Malloy, number 22 in green, just trying to, now she comes out to set a screen, but she was setting herself up in the lane.
Good communication, as you can hear, Ludvigsen calling out the switch. And a tough spot here. Navigators pass out of it. Down to 15 to shoot. Three-pointer in the air. Rolls in and out. That was down and somehow didn't go in. Schroeder down on the deck. Causes the whistle for a held ball, and that gets the Whalers another possession. 44 seconds left here. Whalers can use all but about 10 seconds if they so choose. 9-5 our score. Nantucket up. Lombardi, Ludvigsen on that right side. You're right, they have owned that right side inside to Canty off her hands, and she will be called for the personal. So fourth team foul, loose ball variety, first on Canty. And the Whalers set up with a full court press.
Yeah, Sturgis West can hold for the last shot with the shot clock turned off here.
Hustled into the forecourt, but tipped away, and another held ball. It will remain Sturgis West, but makes them put it in bounds here. Just 20 seconds left here in the first quarter.
See if they try to get it into Malloy, number 22.
I would not be surprised. Whalers have led from the get-go, however. Oh, she's got good position underneath. Nice recovery, however. Canty able to get a hand. Here's Ludvigsen up ahead. She gives it up. Nice pass. Oh, just off with the shot. 10 seconds up ahead. The Navigators are running. Good hustle to get back, but hoop is up and in. Still 4 seconds. 2, 1. Ludvigsen launches, counts if it goes. Oh, just off the mark. So we'll head to the break after 1 quarter of play. Whalers up 2, 9-7. We'll take another break here on the NSC and NCTV.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
The NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
For the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll launch for 3. Got it! Huge shot from Carp. Welcome back to live action here as the Whalers get the ball to begin the second quarter. 9-7. Whalers were up as many as 7 in that first quarter. Here's an entry pass, double teamed off Mooney's foot. That'll be a turnover.
Nantucket liking that right-hand side of the court. Chris, you and I were talking about it during the break, and yeah, they've had a few layup attempts from the left-hand side right near the rim, but anything outside of the lane on the left-hand side, I think we've only seen Nantucket take 1 shot from that.
Yeah, they are living on the right side there for sure. Maybe a little bit too much, getting predictable. Here it is into Malloy. She goes up, shot no good. Good defense without fouling. And Ludvigsen is off and running. Tavares and gets it swiped away. Nice defensive play there by Jocelyn DiMedeiros, one of the twin DiMedeiroses. Jenna, however, another turnover for Sturgis.
Yeah, they were looking
Here's
for
Tavares
Malloy.
on the left side, gets it back to Ludvigsen, who will launch once again. Off the mark, just short. And give it right to Mooney. She'll drive in on Malloy, throw up a prayer, but gets bailed out on the whistle.
Yeah, it looked like McDade, maybe somebody got her across the face or across the eye because she just let go of the ball and it went right into the Nantucket player's hand.
Yeah. Either way, we'll take it. First team foul on the Navigators. Second foul on Malloy. That's to note.
Yeah, and Malloy, you saw it last time. They got it inside to her, but when she gets the ball, Chris, she's not making any moves to the basket. She is just turning and throwing it up no matter where she is, whether she's 2 feet away or 10 feet away. She's got to be able to turn around and look and find out where she is and maybe get better positioning. Give herself a better opportunity or a higher percentage shot.
Another turnover, a costly turnover here as the Navigators just got to hold on to the ball. I have them unofficially with 8 turnovers already here in the first half. Actually, in the first quarter in 1 minute. There's a quick inside. Matt Myers is open, and she'll draw a whistle. That's on Malloy. That's her third. She'll have to sit.
Well, that is a very tough break for Sturgis West. It's right there. You know, Myers went up with a shot. She missed it, but she had a little bit more time than I think she thought she had. Got bailed out with a foul.
She's very good with her footwork. She could have probably taken a drop step there. First free throw, no good. And it will be Malloy headed to the bench. Kennedy McCartan back in for the Navigators.
So we'll mark that down. 6:57 of the second quarter is when Malloy takes a seat on the bench for Sturgis West, and I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see her until the second half.
Could be. Second free throw off the mark as well. So the Whalers unable to take advantage of the foul. As Myers misses both.
Now you
10-7.
You see a 2-1-2 zone defense for Nantucket right now.
Yeah, a little different with Malloy out of the game. And she represents that big inside presence for the Navigators.
And you see the entire possession for Sturgis West, only with 5 on the shot clock. Not once have they gone in the lane.
Tipped out of bounds, and it will be Whaler ball. Another turnover. That's number 9 here in the first half. So the Whalers' defense has been very active, and it has been in combination, obviously, with some poor ball handling by the Navigators. But got to give credit where credit's due. Here's an open look for Lombardi. off the mark. Myers is there for the putback. Again, a little rushed, and it should be Lombardi perhaps over the back on the loose ball foul. $30, 33. Yeah. Coach Fraker right on it as they don't have 13 in the game. Tried to give Brannigan a foul.
The missing player.
But it is the first on Lombardi, and a good steal by Mooney. She goes up for the contested shot and puts it up and in.
Great move, great hustle. She was being defended, but able to stay away from the defender and throw it up with the right hand. Now let's see what this possession, what Sturgis West decides to do. Again, we talked about it, Malloy, one of the bigger bodies on the bench right now.
Little prayer thrown up by number 2, Kennedy McCartan, and the Whalers are running back. Here's Lombardi, goes up with a shot, kisses it off the glass, and another great hoop from the Whalers as they finish off the fast break and bring the lead back up to 7. 14-7. We'll take a break here on the NSC and NCTV. 5:32 to play in the first half.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
The NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
For the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
Want to welcome you back to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium. The Navigators call another timeout. Coach McCartan just not happy. Another spurt by the Whalers gets the lead back up to 7 at 14-7. And Whalers with good pressure full court. Lombardi picks up. And nearly a turnover. That's going to be a traveling because you cannot fall on the court. Riley Mayo with the 10th Navigator turnover here in the first half. Unofficial numbers, of course.
Now they try a little bit of half-court trapping. Sturgis
Oh,
West
nice steal. Good anticipation. Off and running is Medeiros. Good pass and a great block from behind. Maddie Lombardi swats that layup attempt out of bounds. Not up in my house.
Chris, I love that footwork right there, staying with the offensive player. And on the other end, the layup that we had just before the timeout, she pivoted, hesitated a little bit, and then threw up the shot. She's really good with anticipating the movement.
Yeah. I thought that was a clean block from up here. We could hear the ball, but they did call a foul on Lombardi, so that is her second, unfortunately, for the Whalers. We'll have to keep an eye on her, see how long she hangs out here in the second quarter. Second free throw up and good.
2 team fouls for each team here in the second quarter. Only 3 timeouts left for Sturgis West. Nantucket has 4 left.
Near steal, and there's another steal. So back-to-back turnovers for the Whalers. Ludvigsen gets a hand in there and causes, nearly a turnover. Another tip pass by Ludvigsen. Little give and go. Lombardi unable to get great defensive pressure. Tavares gets it snagged away from. Good effort by Riley Mayo on the Navigator side of things, but it will be Whalers' ball on the possession arrow.
Good hustle right there. Again,
Navigators' ball, excuse me.
You saw Sturgis West try to go inside. Nantucket collapses on them.
Yeah. 4:46 to play here. 14-8 our score. Whalers with the 6-point lead. Navigators with the ball. Good. And they'll call the foul as Lombardi got to the ball first and over the back for the third team foul against the Navigators.
Now you see some 2-2-1 zone pressure in the backcourt by Sturgis West.
McCartan and Lombardi fortunate to get to that one. Myers gives it back to Tavares, who will fire in motion for 3 off the mark, and it'll be back to the Navigators with 4:32 to play here in the first half. Again, full court pressure. McCartan gets a screen, and that should be a moving screen. Moving screen called on Riley Mayo. So team fourth, Whalers will be in the penalty coming up here. Any other additional fouls called? 4:20, a lot of time left. Deep three from Lombardi, and she buries it. There's a little competition between brother and sister in the Lombardi household, and that may have just edged it up again as Maddie Lombardi takes one from Caitlin Clark range and buries it to give the Whalers a 17-8 lead.
Well, that's the confidence that she has. You leave her wide open. There wasn't a defender within 4 or 5 feet. And another foul called against Sturgis West. Or no, a traveling violation, I believe.
Either way, it's a turnover, and that is turnover number 11.
Or is that a foul? They have 5 fouls up there. Offensive foul
doesn't
against
cause
Sturgis
free
West.
throws,
Yep.
yeah, but Mayo picks up her second. So a couple of West players. Good catch. Shot up and rolls in for Mooney. Great catch on the post entry. And the Whalers have busted it open to an 11-point lead, largest of the game. Another tough screen there. And again, Ludvigsen just all over the court here. Good active hands and great feet. As it's 15 to shoot, and the West hasn't even looked organized enough to get a pass inside. Here's Lombardi running the floor. She'll go up with a shot. Rolls it on the rim, no good. Bounces off a couple of West heads. And here's Ludvigsen for 3. In there! Alana Ludvigsen with double digits already to lead all scorers. She's hit 3 from beyond the arc. And the lead is up to 22-8. Tavares called for the foul. Loose ball foul, just the third on Nantucket. And Ludvigsen will get a break. She's got 10 to lead all scorers here in the first half.
Well, Chris, look at that.
Well-deserved break.
Look at that energy and enthusiasm. Last 3 possessions for Nantucket. Hustling. They're all over the place. They trust each other to take the shots. They know they're going to have somebody underneath to grab the offensive rebounds if it's a miss, too.
Yeah, no Maeve Malloy in the last few minutes, and it has shown the Whalers have shot themselves to a big lead here in the first half here. They've exploded here in the second quarter. Just 1 point for the Navigators here in the second quarter. Schroeder thought about it. Lombardi will do more than think about it. She's launching. Mooney tries to run it down, unable to do so. And here's Brannigan off the bench. Again, 8-person rotation for the Whalers as Andy Brannigan brings a bunch of energy, especially on the defensive side of things.
Look at Sturgis West bunched up in the backcourt. Nantucket with all 5 defenders in the backcourt, too.
Good hustle. A little push right at the end. Otherwise, Schroeder's in real good position. And that's now the 4th foul on the Whalers. So both teams in the penalty here with 2:33 to go. Any other whistles will be some foul shots. And it's 2 foul shots. No more 1-and-1 here in the high school game. Quinn Canty back in for Marin Mooney. And another turnover force, number 12, a dozen already here in the first half for the Navigators. Schroeder, quick shot, off the mark, nearly wedged in. Mooney able to throw, Canty able to throw it up. And it's Myers down on the floor. It'll be Whaler ball off the held ball. Inside it goes, and the Navigators force a turnover. And Myers kicked it out of bounds, so it will be Navigator ball with 2:12 to go. 22-8 our score. Approaching 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Whalers have outscored the Navigators 13-1 here in the quarter. And a 10-second violation, make it a baker's dozen for turnovers. And just 8 points for the Navigators. That'll drive Coach McCartan crazy.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens when you take one of your leading scorers and rebounders out of the game. Malloy, we talked about it, on the bench, with 3 personal fouls here in the first half. She checked out at 6:57 of the second quarter. We're down to 1:53 to go in the second quarter. It's been all Nantucket since then.
All Nantucket.
Another steal.
Near foul there. They got lucky, and Canty nearly traveled, but either way, Brannigan's got it on the left side. She'll get it back to Lombardi, who launches for 3. Got it. So wish. And she's got 8 in the quarter here to lead the Whaler attack here in the second quarter, and it's 25, 8 largest lead of the evening. 17 points the Whaler lead. Double dribble and another turnover, make it 14 now with 1:22 left. The Whalers, on the contrary, have held and kept the ball nicely. Very few turnovers. I've only got them with 4.
Yeah, Ludvigsen just checked back in. Final push here for the Whalers with 1:20 to go.
So it's Schroeder, Brannigan, and Ludvigsen launches off the mark. Schroeder gets to it. Myers and Canty, the 5. Here's Schroeder from deep, no good. Myers with the putback. Great position from Maddie Myers. Her first bucket, and the Whalers are up by 15. No, excuse me, 19. Not a math major.
It's well, I can tell you this. Sturgis West they've only scored 1 point here in this second quarter.
Doesn't take much of a math major for that one, and another turnover again. 15 turnovers, 8 points. Again, not a math major. That's not a good combination, though.
No, and if you remember about, a week and a half ago, Nantucket held their opposition to 0 points in both the first and the third
Twice.
quarter.
That's crazy.
Twice in one game, which is something that I've never seen before.
So the Whalers can use all but 6 seconds here. If they so choose, they are up 19 points, 27-8, tipped away, and a foul called, so that'll be free throws coming up for Alana Ludvigsen.
We talked about it. Jillian Fraker, the coach, puts Ludvigsen in for the final stages of this second quarter. She's been very effective in the time that she's been on the court.
Yeah, she started the game off with a couple of threes. She now has 10 points. Maddie Lombardi with 8-7 from Marin Mooney. Myers has a deuce. The 4 Whalers in the scorebook. Ludvigsen good with the free throw.
And that's Riley Mayo committing the foul, and she'll step to the bench with 3 personal fouls as well for Sturgis West.
So 2 players with 3 fouls for the Navigators. Second free throw no good from Ludvigsen. And again, the shot clock is off for the Navigators. If they so choose, they can use it all. Nearly traveled. Down to 15 seconds. Yeah, it just looks a little disjointed for the Navigators. Wild shot. Shot blocked from behind. Ooh. Foul called on Ludvigsen. Looked like she got, or Schroeder actually, she got ball there, but almost an anticipation call. Thought that she would and could have fouled, but looked like she got ball. That's her second foul. Again, both teams in the penalty. So with 5 seconds to go, a couple of free throw attempts here for the Navigators. That one doesn't hit anything.
Oh. Well, second half adjustments for Sturgis West, you know that they're going to put Malloy back in there, even though she has 3 fouls. So that's, if I'm Nantucket, I just double team her every possession. You've got a 20-point lead right now. Don't let her hurt you.
Oh, another shot that goes in and out. 4 seconds, quickly to Ludvigsen. She looks up at the clock, lets it launch, and draws a whistle from beyond the arc. That'll be 3 free throws for number 23 with 0.5 on the clock. The shot was well off the mark, maybe due to the foul, but either way, you just cannot foul there.
Got bailed out on the foul by McDade. Well,
her first. Team again over the limit, but
when it rains, it pours for head coach John McCartan of Sturgis West, especially in this second quarter.
Tough first half for sure. Again, the first game, a 47-45 Whalers win, so a much more competitive game off island, but this one has been all Whalers since the tap. It was about 5 seconds into the game where Ludvigsen drained her first of 3 from beyond the arc. Second free throw no good. She will get one more here. Looking for point number 30 in the first half for Nantucket.
But again, kudos to the Whalers defense for holding their opposition to just 1 point in the quarter.
And forcing 15 turnovers, whether they were forced or not, doesn't matter. Second free throw, third free throw, I should say, good. 30 8, our score, and that will be the score heading to halftime here. We'll take a quick break here in the NSC, see if we can't grab somebody here to chat with at half. And the Whalers well on their way to a key victory here in solidifying the outright title to the Lighthouse Division of the Cape and Islands League. It's been fantastic stuff so far in the first half. We'll come back here in a few minutes, and DC and I will break it down and see if we can't chat with the player or coach here as well. You're watching Whalers Athletics on the NSC and NCTV.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
It's over! It's over! The Whalers win! The Whalers win!
There is this mind picture of a drug addict. You're down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit addictionsolutionsnantucket.com.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And Whalers control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. located in the heart of the island. It's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
Want to welcome you back live to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium. Still at the half here. Very impressive first half, though. Whalers up 30-8. Hanging out with DC Collins. Your first impressions of the Whalers here in the first half?
Well, the defense has been spectacular. I mentioned it during the broadcast, a week and a half ago, they held their opposition to 0 points in the first quarter and the third quarter. Here, they hold Sturgis West to 1 point in the second quarter. Now, a lot of that has to do with foul trouble on the Sturgis West side with one of their bigger girls, Malloy, not performing because she was on the bench with 3 personal fouls. So maybe we'll see her in the second half have a little more influence. But for right now, Nantucket is hitting from the outside as well. So everything clicking on all cylinders for the Whalers.
Doesn't hurt that they turned the ball over 15 times, or forced 15 turnovers for the Sturgis West Navigators. Leading scorers, Alana Ludvigsen, she started it right out. She had 7 in the first quarter, followed up with 6, including 2 of 3 from that 3-point play at the end. Nearly hit the half quarter. 7 points from Marin Mooney, 8 points from Maddie Lombardi, all in the second quarter. So the Whalers looking good. And again, they clinch an outright division title. You're going to have to spend some more money here, Travis. We're going to need another banner here coming up soon. We're hoping this is going to roll into the second half. We'll be back here. We're going to try and grab one of these assistant coaches here and get their impressions of the first half as well. You're watching Whalers basketball here on the NSC and NCTV, hanging out with DC Collins. I am Chris Morris. We'll see you guys here in just a minute.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
The NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
For the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for 3. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
There is this mind picture of a drug addict. You're down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit addictionsolutionsnantucket.com.
Want to welcome you back to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium. As you can see, the Sturgis West Navigators a little late coming out for the second half. They will get the ball to begin with, and they could use all the possessions they can get. They are down 30-8 here to the Whalers. Again, just scoring 1 point in that second quarter, and they turned the ball over 15 times in the first half.
We talked about it at halftime, Chris. You see who's back out on the court, number 22 in green. That's Maeve Malloy, who
she gets it right there.
Has playing with 3 personal fouls, and actually was on the bench for the final 6:57 of that second quarter. And that's why the offense suffered for the Navigators in that second quarter.
Certainly the main reason. Again, they couldn't hold on to the ball either. Turned it over 15 times here. And Lombardi goes up with a left-handed shot. No good. Mooney inside again. Malloy playing with 3 fouls, maybe a little hesitant. And Mooney steals it right back. Great effort from number 1. Tries to pass it, but 4 defenders caused the turnover for Nantucket. So they begin the second half here with a turnover. But they are up 30-8, again, led by Alana Ludvigsen, who has scored double digits already. She's got 13. Tavares with the foul, and the hoop counts. First bucket in over a quarter.
Whew.
So the bucket brings the lead down to 20, 30-10. We'll have a free throw. Not sure what the explanation was. Free throw off the mark. Tavares grabs it. That was Jocelyn DiMedeiros with the missed hoop. And McCartan with the foul. First team foul on Sturgis West. Whalers turn it over on the inbounds. So a couple of quick turnovers here, but helps when you have a 21-point lead. Tavares guarding top of the key. Drive in, Ludvigsen a little late, and the whistles are early and often here. We've played a minute 19 and 3 fouls have been called. That's the second team foul on Nantucket, first on Ludvigsen.
Well, this is how Sturgis West could slowly crawl back into the game, getting Nantucket in some foul trouble possibly.
Good hands by Mooney, taps it out as they tried to get it into Malloy. They'll try it again. Again, Malloy. Again, good defensive pressure. A wild shot for 3, way off the mark as Tavares casually grabs the rebound and gets it up to Lombardi. Lombardi over to Tavares, swings it. Ludvigsen from the corner, off the mark. Cleared by West. Mayo, tough spot, and ooh, didn't look like much of a foul there. And that's the third foul on Maddie Lombardi for Nantucket. She's the first Whaler in any sort of foul trouble. Quickly off the bench comes Adney Brannigan. And traveling going to be the call. Another turnover on the Navigators. Whalers with a 20-point lead and the ball. Some pressure from the Navigators here. Mooney tried to get it up ahead to Myers. She was just not open, and a foul going to be called again. So we've had 5 fouls called in a minute 5.
And that is going to be
minutes.
Yeah, that's going to be number 4 against Malloy.
Oh,
so she's going to have to come out again. One more and she's gone.
Crucial foul called there, and just tough to win without one of your star players on the court. Ludvigsen looks and will line it up after finding some space off the mark. Myers tries to save it, unable to do so. Back to the Navigators.
So remember, Malloy had to check out with 6:57 to go in the second quarter, and Sturgis West only scored 1 point. Now she checks out with her 4th foul at 5:55 of the third quarter. So really, you think about it, not going to be a factor probably until the 4th quarter. That's like having your best player on the bench for half of the game.
Not easy to win a game
no.
when you've got your best player on the bench.
Both, points-wise and rebounds. She was crashing the boards in the first quarter. That's why the score is a lot closer.
Tipped. Yeah, the West had it down to 9-7. And Mooney with a great effort to get the ball. She'll go up with a shot and bank it in.
I'll tell you what, Chris, that is one of the best-looking fast steals and fast breaks I've seen for the Whalers this afternoon. Great concentration.
And a steal on the inbounds by Brannigan. Ludvigsen, pump fake, up and in. 4 points in a matter of a couple of seconds. And Coach McCartan has seen enough. Timeout called, 34-10. Once again, the Whalers are on a roll.
Wow, pretty impressive right there. As I mentioned, Mooney with the steal and the concentration to lay it up, and then Ludvigsen with the steal, as you mentioned. 4 straight points in a row for Nantucket, all within 2 seconds. And it doesn't help, as we talked about, with Malloy on the bench right now for Sturgis West. Right now, the Whalers smooth sailing here as we make our way through the second half. Only 2 timeouts left for Sturgis West. Nantucket with 4, 3 fouls called against the Whalers, 2 against Sturgis West, but the Navigators have not had an answer since almost the begining of that second quarter.
They've only scored 3 points since the end of the first quarter. So they're going to have to do something better on the offensive end if they're going to have any chance of a comeback. I don't see it, but it's going to have to come from somewhere. Sure.
But you're right.
We've witnessed a 21-point lead lost in the 4th quarter with the boys, unfortunately. So anything can happen, especially with the 3-ball.
Now Nantucket's showing some full court pressure right now.
5:12 to go here in the third, 34-10. And a near turnover on the inbounds as Ludvigsen hounds, the pass goes, and Myers will grab it. 17 turnovers now. Ludvigsen, pump fake, nice move, up and in. Alana Ludvigsen showing us some things. She's got 17 already.
And Nantucket not letting off the gas pedal either with the backcourt pressure.
Ticky-tack foul called there. 75 feet away from the hoop. That's the 4th on Nantucket. And again, fundamentals. Good pump fake, dribble drive. Like, that's just good fundamental basketball. And it is showing that the Whalers, with a 26-point lead now, are just playing better basketball overall.
Yeah, and defensively too. You know, the way that they are playing defense, the way that they are stepping in the passing lanes. Yep.
Active hands without fouling. And
Another
again,
turnover.
forcing another turnover. Smart move right there for holding on to it. Normally I don't keep track of turnovers, but I started with West, and they are now up to 18. Again, good ball movement there. Mooney throws it up, almost falls in for her. It's not quite a fadeaway because he's not jumping, but it's a standing fadeaway as her body is a little just leaned back enough so the defender can't block the shot, and she drew the whistle. 3rd team foul, only the 1st on Jenna DiMedeiros.
Maggie Odiatis scheduled to check in.
There's a name for you. I was hoping she would get in.
And back in is the freshman Grace Schroeder for the Whalers, as Tavares will head to the bench.
And He had 13 in the first matchup, but scoreless here tonight. Had a couple of good shots at point-blank range. Schroeder also had a good game against West in that first matchup, 17. She hasn't scored either. So the Whalers have found other offense, and she gets called for a quick foul. Teams are going to have to adjust here in the second half. Obviously, the Stripes are calling this one tighter than they maybe want it to be. So they're going to have to adjust. Again, the Whalers now in the penalty with 4:19 to play here in the quarter. And Sturgis West can score without the clock moving, which is Coach Fraker's nightmare. Just keep the clock rolling here. First free throw off the mark. Obviously, Sturgis needs to hit everything here if they're going to have any chance of coming back here down 28. Second free throw, no good. Mooney clears the rebound easily. And Schroeder will dribble it up across the timeline into the forecourt. She's wide open and will launch and hit. Grace Schroeder hits her first. I love it when she hears me. She hasn't scored yet. Boom, nails a three to make it 41-10. Huge lead for the Whalers.
All cylinders for Nantucket right now. And you can see they have enough energy to pressure the backcourt.
And again, a wild shot banks off the mark. Mooney nearly blocked. Pass goes out to the top of the key. Pump fake. And a steal by Brannigan. She holds it up, waits for some help. Here's Myers over to Ludvigsen, who will take the 14-foot jumper, no good. Brannigan runs it down. Oh, Mooney runs it down, excuse me.
And now Ludvigsen, she was hurrying that shot a moment ago. Now just gets the ball and says, okay, let's slow it down. We got a huge lead and 20 on the shot clock. No
Here's
reason to
Schroeder
rush.
again, left open. Oh, just off the mark. Good rebound inside by Brannigan. Ludvigsen for three, off the mark.
Still some pressure in the backcourt by the Whalers.
Nothing has been easy for the Navigators.
No, and that's that energy. You know,
Yeah.
you're still up by 31 points, but you're still pressing in the backcourt.
This is a great response, and I talked to Coach Fraker earlier in the pregame. The Whalers lost a tough one last night to CCA, a team that had only won one game, and they beat the Whalers by 14. Just didn't have the energy. Now they have the energy, and I will give it up to Coach Fraker. She had her girls running some pretty intense drills right before the game to get their energy going, get their intensity up, and it has shown here tonight. 31 points, the lead for the Whalers.
Well, that's what you need for Nantucket coming down the stretch and hoping for a playoff bid too, hoping for a home playoff game.
Yeah, this is taking care of some business here tonight for sure. And another steal by Brannigan. She's up ahead of the pack. Goes up for the layup, and falls off for Brannigan. She gets her own rebound. Mooney from deep. Got it. Just inside the three-point line. Maren Mooney buries it, and she's in double digits now with 12.
Well, that's also the respect for Fraker, too. You know, she calls them out. They lose by 14. Send a little message, work them a little harder, and they're certainly answering the bell.
Myers with another steal. Turnover number 20 for Sturgis West, and the Whalers will get it back. Quinn Canty set to check in for Nantucket. Number 15, Nettle Holmgren, just a sophomore, replaces McDade,
33-point lead with 1:41 to go.
Wow, impressive.
Could have been a different story if Malloy was out there for Sturgis West.
Quick inbounds to Canty, and she puts it up and in for her first hoop of the afternoon.
Too easy right there.
Yeah, just way too easy. I think you and I could have made that one.
Another turnover by Sturgis West.
My goodness, 21 turnovers. And we still have a quarter to go. Lombardi checks in from Brannigan, who was very active on the defensive end, a couple of steals. Nearly had her first hoop.
Looks like John McCartan is going to empty the bench here. Sophomore Haley Mazinger set to check in.
Ludvigsen launches. Ooh, in and out. Good rebound. Lombardi crashes. 3 Whalers in the lane, and it'll be Sturgis West ball. Great. Just, I love, going after that offensive rebound. Really.
Well, it's confidence.
Hitting the boards.
It's confidence. It's determination.
Yeah.
There's no hesitation now. They know that even though they're up by 35 points, still This is what they're going to have to do in the final stretch of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be 32 minutes.
And these games are not going to be as close.
Yeah.
The next few for Nantucket. That is obvious right now.
Yeah, so they still have to play the Vineyard twice. They have Mashpee on the schedule. St. John Paul, 10-second violation. Another. That's the second of the game. Usually maybe get one of those every now and then. Second of the game here for the Whalers defense. As I was saying, Martha's Vineyard twice, which, again, that should be a pretty even matchup. St. John Paul will win their division here in the Cape and Islands. They're 15-3. They look fantastic. They play Mashpee, which was a tough matchup. First game of the season. The Whalers lost by over 20 points. So they've got their work cut out for them still to get that 10-win mark. Off the inbounds and another turnover caused by the Whalers defense. But this will be an impressive win and certainly some points in the power rankings. Pump fake. Lombardi back to Ludvigsen, and she'll launch. Man, she has been on fire. Good rebound by Lombardi, puts up, and Mooney gets to it. Oh, unable to hit. Couple of point-blank shots for the Whalers. And we're under 30 seconds here in the third quarter, and once again, the Whalers defense has only let up 2 in this quarter. So back-to-back quarters of less than 3 points. In fact, a total of 3 points. Near travel. Schroeder tried to aid the referee, and that'll just be out of bounds as Ludvigsen
still hustling.
Causes another one.
So if I'm Coach Jillian Fraker, I know there are only 3 players.
I was going to say you can't clear the bench.
Right. But I'm going to take out Ludvigsen right now. I'm going to keep Lombardi on the bench for the fourth quarter. I'm also probably going to keep Mooney on the bench, maybe put him in for a minute or two. But for the most part, you want to keep those ladies healthy.
Yep.
And for the final 8 minutes, run the plays that you've been talking about in practice.
You bet.
And be patient because there's no sense of urgency right now for the Whalers. They're up by 35 points going into the final 8 minutes. And what a great performance.
Another great quarter. They outscore the Navigators 15-2 as Lombardi misses right at the buzzer. We'll take a break here on the NSC. We've got 8 minutes on the clock, but I'll tell you what, it has been all Whalers all night.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
For the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
For the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
I want to welcome you back to live action. Here's the Whalers inbound to begin the fourth quarter. They are up 45-10, up 35 points. And a rare mistake by Alana Ludvigsen called her for the travel. Again, that is less than 10 turnovers overall for the Whalers. They have forced 23 unofficially for the Navigators. And it has turned into points, and it has turned into a very big lead, and there's another one.
Well, like I talked about before the break, Chris, there is no reason for Nantucket to shoot until the shot clock's under 5 seconds right here.
This is going to be good.
So work on your. This is basically
practice on your motion offense.
Yeah, practice your setups on offense. Run your plays. Pass the ball around. Work on your rebounds. But again, there's no reason to throw the ball up towards
nice
the hoop.
give and go though. Mooney underneath and a shot. Oh, that was definitely a foul, but. No whistle, up ahead of the pack, but good recovery by Mooney and Quinn Canty. As Riley Mayo will have to earn it from the charity stripe. Good transition defense by the Whalers as both the center and forward, Canty and Mooney, 2 tallest players for the Whalers, beat Mayo down the court and forced her to shoot some free throws. She's pure on the first.
And Malloy is back in there.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean,
she's got 4 personal fouls, but remember, she had to check out with 6:57 to go in the second with 3 personal fouls all the way until halftime. Went back in for the third quarter, but picked her 4th foul up with 5:55 to go in the third. and has been on the bench ever since.
Didn't hit the rim, so that will be automatically Whaler basketball. So Malloy just 1 of 2, or excuse me, Mayo 1 of 2. Just the 3rd point here. How is that not a foul? Come on, guys.
We do call a foul against the Whalers, though.
Wow. I know the game's out of hand, but still got to call it the right way. Canty got hacked, or certainly hit with a body.
Ludvigsen picks up her 2nd personal for the Whalers.
And she will take a seat. Might be taking a seat for the for the rest of the game. Who knows?
I'd play it safe.
34-point lead. No need for her to go back in, especially with a sore knee.
Whalers still using some full court pressure.
And
they get another
Tavares with a steal. Lombardi dribbles to the left.
Again, no reason for Nantucket to shoot right now.
And another whistle. Just bury the whistle here, guys. Let them play. 4th foul called on Riley Mayo. Team's first. 7:11 to go here. Whalers up 45-11. Good cut by Myers. She gets it, puts it up. Off the rim, no good. Good rebound by Jenna DiMedeiros, and she takes it all the way. Drives baseline on Brannigan, cut off. Tries to find some space. Pass goes off the hands of Jocelyn. Again, twin DiMedeiroses.
Nantucket with the 2-3 zone defense.
McCartan inside to Malloy. She's double teamed. Back to McCartan. Airballs the 3, and it'll be Whaler ball. That was some good looking offense. Inside out to
Malloy.
Malloy, right, but unable to hit the shot. Adney gets it up to Myers. Tipped and stolen by Malloy.
Well, that's where Nantucket benefited, is because without Malloy there, Sturgis West really didn't have an outside
pass
threat.
Inside by Malloy. Shot goes off. Myers swats it out of harm's way, and the Whalers are back the other way with Lombardi. She'll pull it back. Good hands by McCartan. Cuts through. Now Tavares has some space inside the lane. Little floaters up and in. First points for Manny Tavares.
Now that was a great look by Tavares. Tavares was rushing a few shots earlier in the game, but as soon as Tavares was in the lane, stopped, concentrated, had a clean look right there.
And off the leg, and Tavares picks it up. And a reach-in foul called. Oh.
Offensive foul.
Oh, wow.
And that it goes against Tavares. That's the 4th.
On Tavares, so foul trouble for Manny Tavares, but otherwise the Whalers in decent spot. 3 fouls called on Lombardi, but she's played a clean second half here. Again, tough spot. Tavares gets a hand on it. Brannigan also in there and out of bounds. It will be Whalers ball. That is turnover number 25 unofficially for the Navigators. 5:42 to play here. 47-11 our score. Whalers with a big lead. And they are well on their way to clinching an outright Lighthouse Division Championship this season. Their 2nd in a row. They went undefeated in league play last year as well, earning themselves a play-in game.
See some of the JV squad for Nantucket filing in.
Tavares inside, Brannigan. Oh, I don't know. I think that was an anticipation travel. Looked like she had awkwardly held her pivot foot. Either way, traveling called.
I don't think she thought she was going to be that open.
Pass goes off the mark, and another traveling. Oh, push. Okay. Bailed out with the foul call.
Sean Davis up here might have some dinner reservations he's going to be late for.
Canty, the beneficiary of the foul call. 2nd team foul called on the Navigators. 3 on Nantucket. 5:20 to go. Again, a reach, no foul called, but and now 3 seconds to call.
So here's the thing: if you're Nantucket, we've had how many whistles? 6 whistles in the last 20 seconds. Just clean it up. You know, you're ahead 47-11. There's 5:18 to go, and another whistle as somebody hits the deck. And now we've got little miscommunication here between John McCartan, Sturgis West, and Jillian Fraker. Nantucket now can let their foot off the gas. 5:17 to go, and the Whalers are up 47-11.
So there's definitely a conversation between the two coaches. I don't think that's necessary. She's allowed to play however she wants to play. It's practicing pressure defense, and there's another foul called. He should be concentrating on the game, not the coach. That has nothing to do with the coach. That's just inappropriate. And she doesn't have to acknowledge that.
I do understand that too, Chris, but there's also there's a way to practice without being physical, and I think that I believe from what I'm hearing in the background, that's what he's upset about.
Yeah. And they're going to have a conversation here. We'll take a break on the NSC. We don't need to see this. 5:09 to go.
Whalers up by a lot.
36-point lead. We'll take a break here on the NSC, come back with the final 5:09.
Yes.
Want to welcome back to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium. Malloy at the line. Free throw no good. Again, she had 3 points in the first quarter when it was close, 9-7. And the Whalers have torched the Navigators since then.
And while we were away, referees came over from the MIAA, and I just had a nice conversation.
And again, it looked like a trip, but the Whaler faithful letting their opinions be known.
And we should give credit to the MIAA officials, Cindy Burke and Dan Damish, here today.
And that'll do it for Malloy. She is just fouled out. That's her fifth.
I believe she, only had 5 points?
Three.
Okay. Leading scorer, leading rebounder. You hold her to 3 points. Of course, a lot of that was with foul trouble.
All in the first quarter.
Yeah. A lot of that because of foul trouble, but still give Nantucket credit.
Brannigan inside to Myers. Bank shot is good for Madden Myers. 49-11 now. So 9-7 was the score at the end of the first quarter. It's been 40-4, the run through the rest of the three quarters, and Coach Fraker will call timeout and get a couple new bodies and probably rest as many starters as she can, 3 of them. We'll keep it here as we've got 4:27 to play here, 49-11. Our next broadcast will be Thursday for yet another Cape and Islands League division title on the line as the Whalers boys hoopsters will face the Monomoy Sharks in a game that literally the Whalers win and they clinch. If Monomoy wins, they're in the driver's seat. But the Whalers have all the opportunity to come up with a huge win here in front of a home crowd. We'll try and get some folks here, pack that gym up on Thursday night as the Whalers look to take care of business. They lost off island as Jackson Rocco led the way, 3-point win, 59-56. Dante Brim had a chance to tie it at the buzzer. Unfortunately, it fell off. And Nantucket left with a 59-56 loss, but the Sharks are in position right now in that top 32. The Whalers just outside the top 32. So a huge game coming up here on Thursday for the boys hoopsters. Foul called on Tavares, and it rolls in.
That's a highlight right there. I mean, fading away from the basket, almost looked like she was behind the backboard when she threw it up. Got the shooter's bounce. And Tavares going to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. What a play.
Great shot. Took the contact. And that's the 4th foul also on Riley Mayo. 5th foul, excuse me, on number 4. So both teams in the bonus here, moving forward with 4:19 to play. Tavares, pure on the free throw. 5 points all here in the fourth quarter for Tavares.
There you go. And as we took that timeout, Chris, I was trying to read Jillian Fraker's lips, the head coach for Nantucket, saying, "Hey, just back off. We don't need to press anymore. We're up by a lot."
Yep. And
so as much as we talked about, hey, it's great practice to have the full court press. You know, you've already ruffled some feathers on the Sturgis West side. You're way ahead. You can practice. You can spend an extra 10 minutes at regular practice doing that full court pressure. But right now, call off the dogs.
Tavares with a shot, no good. Inside, it's Canty. Back outside, jumper short, just over the outstretched arms of Canty. And again, hand it to Sturgis West. They have played hard here the entire game. They have just been outmatched tonight. And the shots have been falling early and often for Nantucket. Ludvigsen leading the way as she's actually back in the game along with Lombardi. Quinn Canty actually the only non-starter for Nantucket. Another 3-ball well off the mark as Myers flips it over to Tavares. Ludvigsen for 3, no good. She leads all scorers with 17. Marin Mooney with 12. Myers has 4. Again, Tavares with 5 here in the quarter. Quinn Canty has scored, Grace Schroeder. So all of the Whalers have scored. Mighty Lombardi with 8 points, and there's a pass that will not find the mark.
You know, I will say this too. For the coaching staff, this is a learning experience. You know, they're up by a lot, and that hasn't happened very often in recent times for
Certainly
Nantucket.
hasn't happened this season.
Right. So you get that, and it's, you know, you want the girls to perform. You want them to score as many points as they can, like that one from Lombardi. But sometimes you want to save those points for later on in the regular season and the playoffs, too.
Nifty pass from Ludvigsen as well. So 55-11 the score. Again, good communication. That has been something that the Whalers have improved on throughout the season. Tavares anticipated. Oh, and that's got to be intentional.
Yep, referee called it right away. That was a push in the back from McCartan.
And not great sportsmanship by the West bench here, clapping for the intentional. That's just not great coaching either. So,
you know, these are two teams that could possibly see each other down the road.
Totally.
You know, whether it's here or whether it's on the Cape. So you don't want those demons to come back and haunt you. It was a great steal by Tavares, and a little bit of frustration from McCartan. I can understand.
First free throw off the mark.
Nantucket will get the ball back with this intentional foul.
So just over 2 minutes, 2:09 specifically left on the clock here. Second free throw is good. So 2 shots and the ball, as DC mentioned. 6 points now for Tavares in the quarter. Whalers have scored 11. So 6 of the 11. Good pass inside to Canty. She's warded off of her spot, but Ludvigsen takes a tumble.
Yeah, the last thing Nantucket wants is any injuries.
And out of bounds to the Whalers.
And Ludvigsen gets up, and she was taking a couple ginger steps right there.
Yeah. Again, I would not take a chance here, but she stays in. She's a gamer. Lombardi with the drive and another push.
And
so Lombardi will shoot free throws.
And as you were calling that play, Chris, head coach John McCartan came over to Kennedy McCartan, who was charged with that intentional foul. Now, that is his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And had a nice long conversation with her about, hey, you know, foul's a foul, but you got to
keep it in control.
Keep it simple, yeah.
Keep it in control.
So give credit to him, too.
Yeah. Lombardi misses the free throw. Rare miss at the free throw line for Maddie Lombardi. She's got 11 points, another double-digit scoring game for her. The senior, she'll be recognized on Monday as the senior recognition game. Great 3-sport athlete. Comes from a long line of Whalers athletics.
Yeah, that name Lombardi's been floating around this high school for a while.
Moms and aunts and dads and brothers. I mean, it's quite the Whaler blue in that family for sure. Great stuff, great story. 56-11 our score, minute 30 left in the game as the Whalers will move to 8-5 with the win. And there's a hoop. First hoop of the fourth quarter for the Navigators. As again, they've been great pump fake, jump shot off the mark. And DiMedeiros drives in. Maddie Lombardi swats it out of the way, and again, Canty gets hacked 82 feet away from the hoop. Stewart with the foul, and that'll be free throws down at the other end.
And Tucker will have Mooney check in just a moment.
So Quinn Canty heads to the line. Her first free throw attempt. She's got 2 points as the Whalers, only Adney Brannigan hasn't scored as far as a player that's come into the game.
Canty has the banks open late for her.
Nice.
For the first foul shot. Stewart checks out for Sturgis West.
Second free throw, a little more pure. So Canty hits both to make it 58-13. She's got 4 for the game. Final minute of action here from John Jay as the Whalers have won in impressive fashion, an emotional win, and they will clinch a division title, outright division title here this evening. So congratulations to the Nantucket Whalers. Tavares launches for 3 off the mark. Canty battles for the rebound. It'll stay Whaler ball, and they can use all of it except, albeit for 2 seconds, the difference in the shot clock to the game clock.
Yeah, something you didn't think was possible a couple weeks ago with this division title here.
West will go down to 9-7. Lombardi misses the shot. And it'll be West dribbling out with it. Ludvigsen taps it away. It'll remain Navigator ball. Just 25 seconds remain in the game.
We will get head coach Jillian Fraker on.
And we'll see if we can grab a player or two as well as the Whalers win in impressive fashion here this evening. They commanded the game from the opening tap. Forced 27, and another foul on Lombardi, or called against Lombardi actually. She'll go to line with 10 seconds to go. Not sure what's going on there. Jenna DiMedeiros with an unnecessary foul, to say the least. So emotions may be running high here. As again, Sturgis West had an opportunity if they would have came in here and won. And won their next couple games to do some things here in the division, but that will...
7 points for the Navigators in the first quarter, and since then, they've only scored 6.
Navigators run down the rebound off the miss from Lombardi. Final seconds, tap off, and that'll do it. And congratulations to the 24-25 Nantucket Whalers. They are crowned Lighthouse Division champions. We'll get a final thought from maybe a couple of players here, and Jillian Fraker. We'll take a quick break here on the NSC. Congratulations to the Whalers. They win big, 59-13.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
first hoop. Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Carp.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
When you add resilient gardens to your outdoor spaces, you contribute to the long-term well-being of the island. Introduce yourself to the Nantucket Footprints virtual garden tours and find inspiration to cultivate biodiversity. The first tour of a native meadow, curated by the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, is now available for free at nantucketfootprints.org.
There is this mind picture of a drug addict. You're down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit addictionsolutionsnantucket.com.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And Whalers control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
And welcome back to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium. I'm DC Collins along with Chris Morris and Sean Davis. 59-13, the Whalers roll over this one over Sturgis West here this afternoon, and they win the division title. It was an impressive performance. We're still waiting for head coach Jillian Fraker, and hopefully we're going to talk with a few players as well. Maren Mooney and the freshman Grace Schroeder, as Nantucket wins it today 59-13. Really a dominant performance. It was close after one quarter of play, but as we talked about throughout the game, for Sturgis West, their player Mooney, Maren Mooney, I'm sorry, that's for Nantucket. Their big lady in the middle for Sturgis West was not able to get herself out of foul trouble, and so Nantucket just dominated the second, third, and fourth quarter. So for the Whalers, a division title, a great performance today, 59-13. They'll take on the Vineyard coming up, and we'll have that game for you right here on the NSC and NCTV. As in a moment, we will send it down to Chris Morris, who is standing by with head coach Jillian Fraker, and Nantucket's 59-13 win here on NCTV and the NSC. We've got hockey coming up for you as well this weekend here on the NSC and NCTV. And Chris is telling me, giving me the high sign here, that Coach Fraker doesn't want to talk to us this afternoon, and we can certainly understand that. Things got a little confrontational in the fourth quarter, so we will let her be and let her enjoy the celebration with her teammates, or with her team in the locker room. And Chris, as we talked about, a dominant performance for Nantucket today, 59-13. Coach Fraker just decided, with all that was going on in the fourth quarter, to be with her team, celebrate the victory, and hopefully keep this energy that they had today going for the next game, because they're certainly going to need it as they go through the regular season.
Yeah, DC, it's unfortunate we don't get a chance to talk to anybody and celebrate what should be celebrated. Unfortunately, Sturgis West decided not to play the JV game as well, so whatever that means, they'll figure it out. But congratulations to the Nantucket Whalers Girls Varsity program. Again, Jillian Fraker comes in, solidifies things here, and they win another banner in the Lighthouse division. They were led by Maren Mooney, who had 12 points, Alana Ludvigsen with 17, Maddie Lombardi with 12 points. So it was an offensive showcase, and the defense was suffocating, caused only almost 30 turnovers as well, as they win in commanding fashion. Again, we'll be back at it on Thursday with another one. Boys looking to raise a banner as well if they can beat the Monomoy Sharks. Hope you can join us here. Again, same tip-off, right short of 5 o'clock. Can't wait to see you. Hopefully you can join us here, Whalers Nation. Many thanks to DC Collins for hanging out with us here tonight. He'll have a couple of games up next week as well. And, of course, Sean Davis, who's got great eyes on the court and all sorts of fun toys to make us look cool. Thanks very much to you for joining us. I am Chris Morris for the NSC and NCTV. Whalers win big. We're hanging another banner here, kids. Gotta love it, Whalers Nation. Have a great night.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
For the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.